or caught in this trap.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I follow that.
And they don't seem to be able to get out of it. They're going on and on and on for millennia.
Therefore, the question is, how does he bring this about?
That's
as an each, as a one. The word individual, as you've just described it, seems to me to have a relationship to the word transform in itself. And I'd like to ask you whether you would agree in this. It seems that many persons have the notion that to transform a thing means to change it utterly without any relationship whatsoever to what it is as such. That would seem to ignore that we are talking about a form that undergoes a change, which form itself still abides.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Otherwise, the change would involve a loss.
So,
totally.
are we asking this question, sir? What place has knowledge in the regeneration of man, in the transformation of man, in the fundamental, radical movement in man? What place has knowledge, and therefore time?
Fine.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes, yes, I am. Because either we accept that a change that is a genuine change means the annihilation of what preceded, or we're talking about a total transformation of something that abides.
Yes. So let us look at that word for a minute.
Good.
Revolution, in the ordinary sense of that word, means, doesn't it, not an evolution, a gradual evolution. It's a revolution.
No, it doesn't mean that. Right, I agree.
A revolution is generally meant, if you talk to a communist, he wants to overthrow the government. If you talk to a bourgeois, he's frightened.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk to an intellectual, he has various criticisms about revolution. Now, revolution is either bloody,
yes,
or revolution in the psyche,
yes,
outward or inner.
outward or inner.
The outward is the inner. The inner is the outward. There is not the difference between the outer and the inner. They are totally related to each other.
Then this goes back to what you mentioned earlier, that there's no division, even though intellectually you make a distinction here,
that's right,
between the I and the we.
We, that's right.
Yes, of course.
So, when we talk about change, we mean not the mere bloody revolution, physical revolution, but rather the revolution in the makeup of the mind
Of each
of human beings.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The way he thinks, the way he behaves, the way he conducts himself, the way he operates, he functions, the whole of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether that psychological revolution, not evolution in the sense gradualness,
No.
what place has knowledge in that?
What place has knowledge in something that occurs?
In the regeneration of man, which is the revolution, the inward revolution,
which is
which
not
will affect the outer.
Yeah, which is not a gradual progress.
No, obviously,
No, right.
the gradual process is endless.
Exactly. So we're talking about an instant qualitative change. Right.
Again, when you use the word instant, it seems as though suddenly it is to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, that's why I'm rather hesitant in using the word instant. We'll go into a minute. First of all, sir, let's be clear what you and I are talking about, if we may. We see objectively the appalling mess the world is in, right?
Yes.
The misery, the confusion, the deep sorrow of man.
Oh, yes.
I can't tell you what I feel when I go around the world. The pettiness, the shallowness, the emptiness of all this, of the so-called Western civilization, if I may use that word, into which the Eastern civilization is being dragged into. And we are just scratching on the surface all the time. And we think the mere change on the surface, a change in the structure is going to do something enormous to human beings. On the contrary, it has done nothing. I mean, it polishes a little bit here and there, but deeply, fundamentally, it doesn't change man. So, when we are discussing change, we must be, I think, fairly clear that we mean the change in the psyche, in the very being of human beings. That is, in the very structure and nature of his thought.
A change at the root.
At the root.
At the root itself.
Root. And therefore, when there is that change, he will naturally bring about a change in society. It isn't society first, individual, or individual first. It is the human change which will transform the society. They are not two separate things.
Now, I must be very careful that I understand this precisely. I think I discern now why in